not built for this. These boys coming here, they gotta fight for life. People die in the ring. Your daddy died in the ring. I don't know him. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
You know, it might be overstating it a little bit to say something like, this is the Rocky that everyone who loved Rocky has been waiting for. But in a weird way, that is exactly what this film is. It's directed and written by Ryan Coogler, and it stars Michael B. Jordan as Apollo Creed's son, Adonis, or Donnie, because you know what? It's about dads, but it's also about sort of, you know, shoving yourself away, you know, sort of standing on your own away from dads.
You might show me how to do this. I'm ready.
This young guy who has anger management issues of a serious nature, and that's part of the theme here, winds up becoming a boxer. Or aggressively becomes a boxer. That sounds way too passive for what he does. He really seeks out that opportunity. And one of the ways he seeks it out is to look for a guy named Rocky Balboa. He goes from LA to Philly to meet this guy and see if he'll train him.
He's right over here. We had to separate him from his fight with the other inmates.
Hey, Donnie. Your father was a great man to me.
I don't know him. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Well, I think you could be great too.
First of all, Michael B. Jordan is lovely and such a good actor. And you know, so his like yearning to escape his father and also sort of best his father feels pretty palpable in this. You know, it's a PG-13 movie, so there's a lot that's kind of sentimental, like their very first Rocky. I like to think of these movies when they come along as kind of like male weepies or male melodramas, and I think that there's something really tender. You know, this is Rocky, so it's going to be tender, and the guy's going to get tenderized because he's going to get a can of whoop ass like opened on him probably, because that's the tradition of Rocky. But mostly what's interesting are sort of these notions of like family, what makes family, how do you put what is legacy, what are dads, what are like uncles, how these things work. But you know, there's a lot that's lovely here, including the return of the Rocky Balboa, that, you know, he's older and he's kind of wiser, but he's also sort of lovely. And Stallone really, you know, there are just moments where I'm like, I'm not thinking that it's Stallone. I'm thinking, oh, look, Rocky Balboa's back. How cool is that?
I heard about a third fight between you and Apollo, behind closed doors. Is that true?
How do you know all this?
I'm his son.
Because I actually loved that first Rocky. I don't know many people who didn't love that first Rocky. It was like charming and surprising and so authentic in some strange way. Starving artist writes, you know, smart starving artist writes really amazingly sort of big-hearted but surprising script, and we all fall in love with it and that character, and then have to suffer sequel after sequel after sequel after sequel, looking for that same sort of feeling that came from that very first introduction to that Philly fighter. And I think you kind of get it here.
A great fighter once said, it ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.